Won't give up until CCP exterminated. Highlights of Miles Guo's live broadcast on December 28. Miles thanked his friends in Phoenix and LA for their support of the Expose revolution. He said that he was moved by their perseverance and integrity. Many people have been brainwashed by the CCP such that when they encounter a problem, they always think it is other people's fault and would never think that they themselves might have done something wrong. He encouraged everyone to stay humble and appreciative of life, such is the key to happiness. The compromise U.S. made in recent trade talk with CCP is highly reminiscent of what happened after the Tiananmen Square incident. The CCP lies and pretends to have learned its lesson when in fact it is merely buying more time to do more killing in Xinjiang and Hong Kong. Therefore, the CCP should and must be exterminated so that China can finally embrace a future with freedom of religion and the rule of law. Miles said that the biggest problem in China is the education system, which have long been manipulated by the CCP so much so that now it is nothing more than a brainwashing machine. He also criticized those who ask for donations in the name of democracy when in fact they are conducting fraud against justice and against all those who believe in democracy. Miles said that he had turned down many offers wishing to buy his cases. He is determined to make those pay for their crimes, who have attacked the Expose revolution and those who have helped the CCP. The reason he didn't have a position in the Rule of Law Foundation is because he didn't think he had the expertise to run it, hence the hiring of Kyle Bass and Steve Bannon. The Rule of Law Foundation is monitored closely by third-party independent auditors, lawyers and board of directors, which serve as safeguards against people like Sasha Gung who wants to take advantage of the fund. Miles criticized ZZ, YouTuber, Oz Media, Twitter, @Zeidler, because he set up a fund and solicited donations in the name of democracy to supposedly help people in HK and Xinjiang. Miles is strongly opposed to this. ZZ claimed that he is capable of setting up and running a non-profit foundation, a claim which Miles was highly skeptical of. Miles explained to everyone how difficult it is to run a non-profit and encouraged everyone to look at Guo Baosheng for what will happen to them if they try to scam money out of Expose revolution supporters. Miles said that he is not against people making money. However, one must do so with integrity and within the confines of the law. When you try to make a quick buck and trade in your conscience to the devil, you will become the enemy of the Expose revolution, at which point it is just a matter of time before justice is served. The social media has created a lot of internet-famous people, but Miles said that the real big supporters are all behind the scenes. Guo Baosheng's ridiculous performance in court is not representative of the Chinese people. Miles said that we should strive to be civil and decent people with integrity. He discouraged anyone from donating money to any organization. Even if one has to donate, he said that you should be very skeptical of the organization and ask yourself whether you truly believe your donation, at the hands of that organization, is going to make a difference. Even if nobody donates money to the Rule of Law Foundation, the fund will still not be short of money. Therefore, only donate if you have extra money to spare and absolutely do not donate money to the fund if the donation is going to impact your quality of life. Miles commented on the U.S.-China trade war and said that there are only two ways to end it. 1. The CCP will be exterminated just like Saddam Hussein, Nicolae Ceausescu, and other brutal dictators. 2. The CCP signs the trade deal and actually opens China up, in which case the CCP itself will self-dissolve as soon as the Chinese people have actual freedom of speech and freedom of religion. The U.S. has now finally understood that Chinese trade representatives including Liu He are capable of nothing more than buying time for the CCP. They cannot speak for themselves nor can they speak for China. The CCP never wanted a trade deal and will only use tactics to delay the signing of the deal as much as possible. Miles said that the U.S. will never fall for it. If there ever is a deal, then it must be a meaningful and enforceable deal built on mutual respect and must align with the best interest of the U.S. To CCP, signing the agreement means a poison CCP has to drink. If the CCP won't play along, then the U.S. will help to exterminate such an evil regime and set up a new one that it can trust. Miles said that Chinese soldiers are in a pitiful situation. There is no difference between soldiers and military prostitutes. Roger Cohen wrote 3 articles for New York Times, 2 were rejected and 1 report, The Infinity Fair in the Streets of Hong Kong, had a great impact on the CCP. On Jan 23, 2020, Miles will be going on live stream with Steve Bannon, Kyle Bass, and Bill Gertz for the annual meeting of the Rule of Law Foundation/Society. The CCP's strategy in Hong Kong is to terrorize the Hong Kong people and to instigate conflicts within the protesters. It is important to always pay attention to Hong Kong and to spread the truth about Hong Kong. The CCP, by revealing its thuggish nature in Hong Kong, helps the entire world to wake up to its evils and stand against the CCP. Miles said that the U.S. are now keenly aware of the dangers presented by the CCP and will not give up until the CCP is exterminated. He again made it loud and clear that his only goal is to exterminate the CCP. He asks everyone to not waste their time and bother to ask he for money. He said that even though he knows that some of the Expose Revolution supporters are only doing so out of either personal/monetary gains or for working for the CCP, he still would like to give these people one last chance. If you side with the CCP, you will lose this fight and face consequences for your actions. We've given too many warnings, the choice is yours. At last, Miles gave us a hint about what will happen next. President Xi and VP Wang Qishan's political power fight will soon begin in full swing. We, the Expose Revolution, will leave the Wang Jian case for later and use it to expose the whereabouts of Wang Qishan's corruption money, as well as those corrupted officials/powers working for him in the West. He warned Wang Qishan to not be too full of himself. You, addressing Wang Qishan, might have helped to place President Xi in power. But I, Miles, know your whereabouts at all times and your every action at all times. I warn you that if Xi really does feel threatened, he, Xi, will not hesitate to annihilate you. The money stolen by kleptocrats like you will one day have to be returned to the Chinese people. Justice will prevail. Thanks for watching.